Now we're looking at lithium demand, and the EV space is one that is boosted or supported by the mainland government. So far this year, the expectation for EV vehicles is of sales of 5.5 million units this year. That would be a huge jump on year. Now, with this EV sector boom, we're seeing also the mainland government support the EV sector with tax exemptions and subsidies. How does this bode for your company?
It's absolutely a support of the market, but the market that we see is not only the mainland China. What we see is a global international market. As we can see that in Europe and then in the other places in the world, they still have very strong demand of the EV. And then this is a carbon neutrality. And then all the countries agree with this year 2030, 2050 carbon neutral program. So that is all that we see. It's not only limited in China market. Instead, the international market will roar bigger.
Now, as you make that differentiation, the Chinese market versus overseas, can you quantify that for us? How big of the pie is the overseas market for Tianqi Lithium?
I would say that we are now in the current market. There are 6 biggest EV makers. There are 3 out of them are our indirect customers, because we don't sell really directly to the EV makers, but through their suppliers. And then there are 10 battery makers that we have 6 out of the 10. They are our customers. So this is our percentage of the market share right now in the current market.
Now, Tianqi has warned that a decline in lithium prices could adversely affect your business. The spot price for battery-grade lithium carbonate in China was down 42% in 2020, and in 2021 it bounced back. It more than doubled. What is your outlook for the lithium prices?
The prices that we illustrate all the time that is depending on the demand and the supply relationships. As long as there's a very huge, strong demand and the supply is not sufficient, the price has no reason to be down. And if you call back about year 2020, and then we say at that time that we would say the demand is not real, because that is a lot of incentive policies from mainland China, and then they withdraw these kind of incentive supporting policies, which the demand falls down. But now, currently, we say the demand is very strong and real. As we say, the carbon neutrality and the EV development, the demand in the next 5 to 6 years, we don't see any potentials of reducing the demand of the EV.